another edition of NFL Pick'em Big Chief Coastal Bros. Welcome to the Coastal Bros. Oh boy, I'm your host, Big Chief Daddy, with Joey Chuwas over there. What's going on, bud? As you see, we are rocking our Gators, but I'm not gonna hold this for the whole episode because I can't breathe. So I'm gonna take it down.
And me, I wear mines every single day, so I kind of got used to breathing through my gator, which is actually way easier than those. Hey, stay away from those fake paper masks over your face. The CDC has said that they do not work. And to continue from there.
Yeah, I don't work those. I don't wear those. I wear something else. But anyways,
You are full on face shield. All you're
well,
missing is predator braids from the back.
look, it's a face shield that I can't see out of and a mask. So it's pretty fun to wear. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about sports. Talk about what's going on. We got the playoffs starting, or they started. We have one of our NFL Super Bowl picks already eliminated for each of us.
Yes.
Yours just happened to be your favorite team. Oh, and by the way, folks, if you listen to the bet back in about a couple weeks ago, we had a bet going on with him saying that the Titans would beat the Packers, and I picked the Packers. So we bet a Coke Zero. So I just want to show everybody watching on YouTube the Coke Zero here, ready to go for this weekend's game. Since my Chiefs are playing this weekend, and but the Seattle's out, your Titans are out, but you got the Packers. Are you gonna stay? You can pick another team. Who's your backup AFC team? Do you have a backup AFC team?
Well, if I had a backup AFC team, well, considering that I had Kansas City losing to the Tennessee Titans. Oh, and let's not forget, I did pick Cleveland this weekend. So I originally had Cleveland beating Pittsburgh, so that way Tennessee and Kansas City could meet in the championship game to go to the NFL championship. So I guess I'm, process of elimination. Having not thought about it, I guess I'm gonna have to stick with Kansas City at this point.
Okay, but who are they playing? So they're gonna play the Packers still? You still with the Packers?
Oh yes, no doubt.
Okay.
No doubt. There is no 49ers in their way.
All right.
And Tom Brady. Oh, and in case you guys haven't, Tom Brady is going to lose to Aaron Rodgers.
So this is my new NFC team since Seattle didn't make it. The Saints. So I think it's the Saints versus the Chiefs now.
Oh, okay. Well, wait, hold on. That sounds like we got a bet.
So I think it's the Saints and Chiefs because I think the Saints will win this weekend against Tampa Bay. And they got Michael Thomas. They got their weapons back. And so I think they'll beat the Packers. Because look, just like last year, everybody wants a State Farm Bowl. But something happened. Packers lost to the Niners. I don't see the Niners getting or the Packers beating the Saints. So are you willing to put another Coke Zero on it?
But wait, before we go that far, that means you're telling me that you have New Orleans beating Tampa.
Yeah. I picked New Orleans beating Tampa. Green Bay's gonna beat the Rams, and then New Orleans beats Green Bay.
All right, we're gonna take this one bet at a time. I can't believe we got another bet going on. I bet. Okay, look, you won during the season saying that you picked New Orleans to win the division. I picked Tampa Bay in a very close.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think you still owe me another 6-pack.
Yes. So I'm willing to go another 6-pack right here, right now. Tampa will beat New Orleans this weekend.
In New Orleans. In the
Sorry to my
Dome.
New Orleans Saints fans. Sorry, Chris.
Well, I guess you're on because I don't see it. I don't see Tampa beating them. New Orleans is favored by 3. I think they win by 7, 8. I don't even think it's gonna be that close. So yeah, I'll take that bet. I'll ride with it. I'll ride another Coke Zero. Man, I'm gonna have so much Coke Zero for the Super Bowl party I'll have. So, I'll take another. You're on. I'll take another one. What are you thinking?
Right now, I'm sitting there thinking about available coaches. I'm very confident about Green Bay, and I'm very very. I'm almost to the point I'd be willing to put money on Tampa.
All right.
I've been watching my whole life. I don't see teams
Look,
winning 3 times against one team in a season. It doesn't happen often.
Okay, we'll see. We shall see. Because like I said, Tampa got not good history on their side because nobody that hosts the Super Bowl gets the Super Bowl. And I don't even think I'm not quite sure if the host teams even made it to the championship game. I'd have to check that. I'm not quite sure. But so available coaches. Which one shocks you more? Philadelphia firing Doug Peterson, LA Chargers firing Anthony Lynn.
I think more so. I mean, both of them. I was kind of surprised. I mean, it's like you can't pick which one was more shocking because, okay, I get that WP, he proved that without Frank Wright, that his offense wasn't all that bad. But it's not like Frank Wright's been gone all that long. He's only been gone 2 years. And that being said, Anthony Lynn has had the last 3 years 3 starting quarterbacks. I mean, like, can we get some consistency, please, before you guys fire these people?
Well, okay, so with Philadelphia, it's a typical "what have you done for me lately?" They just won a Super Bowl 3 years ago, right? They
Right.
just so that was a little shocking. That was some shocking, but it's Philadelphia. The one I was more concerned was Anthony Lynn, just because Herbert played his butt off. He has really good potential. You finally got rid of the ageless wonder in now in Indianapolis, and you had the puncture shot heard around the world, puncture as I use air quotes, that took out Tyrod Taylor, and then you got your draft pick. So why not with the way this season was? I don't think, other than the Jets, Jaguars, Texans, and Atlanta that fired the coaches, some of them I think they should have got a pass because no training camp, no OTAs, no offseason, no preseason. So, like in case for Anthony Lynn, maybe you give him one more year. Say it's wild card or you're fired. Because I don't see him win. I didn't see him winning the division. Um, but and as far as for Philadelphia goes, your coach wasn't the problem. The problem was you chose Wentz over Nick Foles. And now I have a feeling I have a feeling that GM chose Wentz over Peterson. Because I don't see Wentz going nowhere.
We've had this discussion. I don't see Wentz returning in a Philadelphia uniform.
Right. You have him going to Indianapolis. Right?
Yep. It's Indianapolis or Denver. That's the only two that makes sense. But if Denver finds a way to get Deshaun Watson, then I don't know where he goes.
Okay, well, I don't think he goes anywhere. I think he stays. I think that's what it basically was. I bet you Doug Peterson said, no, I don't want Wentz. And homeboy Laurie said, nope, I want Wentz. And don't get me wrong, Jalen Hurts the team played better for Jalen Hurts, but that's because, they gave up on Wentz. But they might have even gave up on Doug Peterson. So we'll see who gets. It depends on what coach goes there. As far as the other vacancies, whoever's gonna get hired by Jacksonville, obviously is gonna take Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
And the Jets may take Fields, possibly, if they decide that they want to get rid of Darnold. You're shaking your head, no, why?
Sam Darnold is the right quarterback who is in the wrong system with the wrong coach.
So you give Sam Darnold another year in the Jets uniform?
Sam Darnold's a good quarterback. He has no... Okay. Pop quiz. Name one wide receiver for the New York Football Jets. Go.
Oh, he ain't got
any. Don't cheat.
I'm not cheating. I'm going to say I don't know one receiver.
Okay. Other than Frank Gore, name a running back. Go.
I can't. He plays for Kansas City now. So I look, I get what you're saying. But it's a personal vendetta with me. The reason why I don't like Sam Darnold. Because I don't like any. I don't like any USC quarterback.
Yeah.
So, but I just think Sam Darnold maybe, okay, I'll give him one more year, but if not, he needs to go somewhere different. And I could see him somewhere else. Maybe he goes. Do they swap and do a Garoppolo for Darnold swap?
And no. But it's funny that you mentioned Garoppolo because I have Garoppolo not in San Francisco either.
Oh, I don't think he's in there.
I think Garoppolo goes home.
Oh, well, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Big brother Brady no longer there no more, so of course you'll go home.
And here's the funny thing that nobody's talking about: Pittsburgh is going to be without a quarterback, and Cam Newton's going to be without a team.
Okay, so put a pin on that one for a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry. Put a pin.
Okay, but real quick, I saw this per Chris Mortensen and Adam Scheffler. I'm gonna give them credit where credit's due. Deshaun Watson for Tua.
I kind of like the idea for the Texans.
But, okay, so I like the idea for the Texans. I don't like the idea for Miami because why do you because of this reason. Look, Miami sports in general, crap load and build up and then crap load. The Marlins did it. The Heat did it. Now the Dolphins got their boy. So what didn't they see in Tua that they're willing to let him go after a half a season with no OTAs, no training camp, no preseason? I get Deshaun wants out. So pull poison locker room. You get out. JJ Watt, get out. We'll rebuild. We'll hire. We'll get Eric Bieniemy. JJ Watt can go to Tennessee. But in Miami's case, you're right there to making the playoffs.
Yeah,
you're right there.
Okay,
if they get rid of Tua, and for Deshaun, they're there because that's not their problem. Their problem is nobody can catch the ball. They have no receivers, and if you ask our friend SoCal, he'll tell you that they have no receivers.
Okay.
So I would not pull that trade off. However, I would send Deshaun. If you want to come to Florida, you can go to Jacksonville. Trade the number 1 pick. Pull a Ricky Williams. Trade all your picks, Texans, and move up to number 1. And Deshaun goes to Jacksonville, and you can get Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. 1. Deshaun Watson to Miami is a great idea for Miami. Now, just answer this one simple question. I love Tua. Is Tua a top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now?
Yes. He's number 5.
Tua is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL today.
Close. Maybe 6 or 7.
Tua?
Yeah.
He's never even played a whole season.
So, you got Rodgers, you got Mahomes, you got Russell Wilson, you got Josh Allen, right? You got Lamar Jackson.
Deshaun Watson.
Okay. Then you got Deshaun Watson, and you got Tua.
No. What is up with this Lamar Jackson stuff? Out of all the quarterbacks in the league, guess who didn't throw? Okay, let me rephrase this. Out of all the quarterbacks in the league,
bitter alert, bitter alert.
Hold on, I've been saying this before they beat Tennessee. Okay, and let me ask you a question since you brought it up. How did they beat Tennessee?
Sean, Lamar Jackson ran the ball all over the place.
Oh, did he throw the ball all over the place?
He ran.
He ran.
I know he ran.
He ran.
Check. He had more yards than
Derrick Henry.
Who was supposed to what again?
Look, leave the MVP out of this, okay?
Oh, he's not your MVP.
He's my MVP.
He's not the MVP. The MVP, sad to say, your MVP, as much as it hates to say, is in Green Bay. Or in Buffalo. Or in Buffalo. Or in Buffalo. Or in Buffalo.
Hater alert.
No,
hater. Okay, let me ask you a question. What Aaron Rodgers did this season or what Allen did this season, is that something that not 10 players have done in history?
Okay.
Just that one little fact.
I could say this. What Mahomes did this season, and he didn't have to even play the last game of the year because it didn't matter. And guess what? That's going to hurt his chances to get the MVP. The MVP, I tell you what.
Most valuable player, not best quarterback award.
I understand that, but when is the last time the MVP went to somewhere that's not a quarterback?
Oh, if I'm not mistaken, it was a 2,000-yard rusher.
Okay. But he ain't going to be this year. It's not going to be this year. Why? Because he didn't do nothing when it counted.
He didn't do nothing when it counted. So you're telling me because of one game during the postseason when votes don't count, you're telling me that just ends his 2,000-yard? That ends it right there?
I'm just saying that most of the time, it doesn't go to a defense or a running back. It doesn't go. Okay, I'm not hating.
Most times running backs don't.
I'm just saying. I understand that, but I'm just saying that Josh Allen probably gonna get MVP, and he probably shouldn't. He probably shouldn't.
I see him as third.
I see him first, Rodgers second, Mahomes 3, and your boy Henry 4. Just because they favor quarterbacks. Because it's no longer the most valuable player. In fact, I've had this discussion with you before. They should get rid of the valuable part in the MVP and make it MOP, most outstanding player. Because I could game a valuable player person on a lower team, right? That had a better year, had more valuable than any of the teams that got there.
I could feel you on that one. So we have an MVP and a MOP award.
My MOP award, Derrick Henry. My MOP award, probably one of the quarterbacks. The MVP.
Offensive player of the year, I definitely is Allen. That goes without question.
Correct.
So,
your defensive player of the year might actually be your defensive rookie of the year at the same time. You might get 2 awards because Chase Young. I don't know, but I'm just saying.
Let me do a little bit on that.
But why you look at that? We all know that Cleveland mollywopped the Browns, the Steelers over.
Close as the score said either.
Yeah, not as close as the score was. I took a picture and I posted on our Facebook page of Ben Roethlisberger's face. In my eyes, looking through his eyes, it looked like he was done. Now, I know he said he wants to play again, but that's every player. Every player wants to play, but he has nothing to prove. He doesn't need a ring. He got 2 of them. Is it time? One quick question. Is it time for Pittsburgh to get rid of not just Ben, but Tomlin as well?
Okay, I think we just briefly had this discussion.
They weren't great. I actually thought the Giants' defense played well. It just felt like the Cardinals' offense was on the field for the.
And apparently, he wanted to join the show as well.
All right.
So, Mike Tomlin should keep his job, and Cam Newton should go to Pittsburgh, and Ben Roethlisberger should retire.
Okay, that sounds good. I think Tomlin earns another year because Pittsburgh's funny, man. They don't get rid of coaches like all the other places,
and they're not going to.
So they don't, no matter what.
Yeah, and honestly, after thinking over and over again, the year last year without Big Ben is probably what locked him up for 5 more years. Because he showed that he could be competitive with, I don't know why. You know what? Look, Big Ben needs to retire. He should have retired when, excuse me saying this, he should have retired when my boy left the first time. Todd Haley. When Todd Haley left, he hasn't been the same since. I don't want to hear anybody say anything else about it. He's been hurt, and his stats have been down since Todd Haley left. Okay, period. Should have left then. Cam Newton is looking for a home. And I don't see, or unless Pittsburgh, Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't fit that tree. He doesn't fit that style. And Cam Newton has never had good offensive targets before. But then again, neither Pittsburgh has okay wide receivers, but they're not great. For everybody thinking that Juju Smith-Schuster is awesome.
I actually like Claypool.
Yeah, I like Claypool better than Juju Smith-Schuster. So that being said, can you imagine Cam behind that good offensive line? Something he's never really had.
Well, yeah, I can see it. I can see them. I can see him there. That'd be nice to have another running back to go with James Conner.
No, he'd be their best running back. I'm sorry. Look.
I'm just saying that because, I mean, no disrespect. He can't throw.
Cam Newton can throw. He's just not that accurate. But he doesn't have to be accurate. Look at Lamar. Lamar runs and throws people open. That's all Cam has to do. The only difference is one's a speed back and one's a power back.
But even you said this for years that Cam wasn't a quarterback.
Right. He's a playmaker. He's a running back who can throw.
All right. Be interesting to see.
And it's going to push Pittsburgh right back to where they used to be. Ball control, physical defense, something that Pittsburgh is saying on TV that they want to get back to.
All right. However, I like this.
Sam Darnold to Pittsburgh. That's the only other thing that
makes. That's good. But I like what I was gonna say is I like seeing the new blood in playoffs. Because you got that time where you got tired of seeing the Patriots and the Steelers and I could even put the Colts in there, right? Like you get those times, so it's nice to see. I mean, it's nice to see Cleveland in it, Buffalo, even your Titans in the first round. They're like, it's nice to see Chicago in it, Washington in it. I know these teams weren't going to win anything. They weren't going to get past that first round. Well, other than Cleveland. I mean, did you pick Chicago to win? I didn't pick Chicago to win.
No, I didn't pick Chicago to win. I don't believe in Mississippi.
Did you pick Washington?
I wanted Washington to win, but he's Tom Brady.
Right. However, if Alex Smith played, maybe they beat him because oh boy almost beat him. Oh boy, from your XFL.
Hickey, yeah.
From your XFL,
Skyhawks, Hickey, yeah.
Yes, you almost beat him.
And you know what's funny? He was a backup quarterback in the XFL. He wasn't a starter.
Right. So it's nice to see them in it, and then you get your normal, the Rams and the Seahawks and the Saints.
Sick of the Rams.
And the Chiefs and, stuff like that. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like this year, this has been like, that monkey's off my back to see him in Super Bowl, and they won a Super Bowl. It's gonna be nice if they repeat, and I know history has them. They haven't had a repeat since 02-03, or somewhere around there. When the Saints, when the Patriots beat the Eagles and the Panthers back-to-back years. So it's history's not on their side. However, if you take the Chiefs out of it, it would be nice to see a Cleveland and Buffalo AFC championship game. Only because those two teams are like, it'd be nice to see one of those teams go to Super Bowl. Now, I know you don't want it, Mr. Defense, but I'm just saying it would be kind of nice.
If the Chiefs go down, they should go down to Buffalo, not Cleveland. Even though I'm almost with my boy Marvin. I'm almost feeling like I'm gonna take the bet just because I'm not sure about Kansas City's offense right now. You talked about it. SportsCenter's talked about it. Everybody's talked about it. They don't look like the comeback second half team that Tennessee was all year. They don't look like that team that they were last year. And if they do win this game, it's got to be early, it's got to be often, and it's got to be Bell.
Well, look, I don't know the status yet on Carlos on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I don't know the status on that yet. And you're asking your offense to score 50 points. You haven't played in 3 weeks.
Exactly.
So will they come up flat? Yes, they'll come up flat. However, I know Baker's great, and I know you guys got weapons, but I don't know if the Chiefs make those mistakes. Like look, we are both honest. Pittsburgh was the weakest 11-0 team I've ever seen. So that's not the Chiefs.
That's why I won some money, because I said
and that's not the Chiefs. The Chiefs aren't that. They're 14-2. They should be 15-1, but that game, the Week 17 game, was a throwaway game. So they didn't care.
Mr. Helaire is questionable.
Right. So we'll see. I'm hoping it plays, but we passed to open up the run, and we still got Hill. We still got Kelsey. We still got Watkins. We still got Hardman. And like you said, we got Bell. And we got Mahomes.
Okay, so help me out here. The money line for Kansas City is minus 500. So how does that work if I put $100 in?
$100, you get 500. You got to bet five. If you bet $100 on Cleveland, you'd get $500 if I'm not mistaken.
Because Cleveland's plus 400.
Right. But so Kansas City's minus 500, right?
Right. So if I put $100 on Cleveland, how much money?
You get $100 plus $400. So basically, the money's coming in that it's going to be that you won't get any money if you pick the Chiefs.
So if I put $100 on the Chiefs, how much am I getting back?
None. Because I think if I'm not mistaken, the money line bet, and I'm not quite sure, folks. I don't know too much about the money line bet, but I believe it's more of a if you put full $500, you got to put if you put $100 or you got to put $250 in to get $500 back or something. It's where you have to put a lot more money in to get more money. But if you put a little bit for the Chiefs, for the Browns, you could get, if you put $100 down, you can possibly walk away with $400.
Okay.
But the spread is 10 already.
Yes, and that changed since the opening. The opening bid was 7.5, and it's now up to 10. So I want to start following Vegas when it comes to the money line and the betting line, just to see how that works.
All right, so like this. If you bet $100 and you were correct, for example, if a money line of 200 would mean that you would make a profit of 200 if you bet 100. For example, a minus $200 money line means you would win $100 if you bet 200. So basically, you have to bet $500 to win $100 for the Chiefs to win. But you could bet
$100 on the Chiefs and only getting 50 back.
Yeah, you weren't gonna get that much money back. But if you bet $100 on the Browns to win, you'd get $400. And the Browns won, you would get 400. So the money's coming on the Chiefs, basically. You need to, So, anyways.
All right, and of course, the betting line, not the betting line, the point spread is 10. Like I said, when it first opened up, it was 7.5. Now it's 10.
So let me tell you something, though. Chiefs haven't covered last 7 games. 6 games.
Yeah. Seven
games. Okay. Well, they weren't favored. They weren't favored in the Charger game. The Chargers were actually favored by 3 because
no starters.
No starters. But they haven't covered the spread since the Tampa Bay game. So do what you want. In the Sports Daddy picks later on, you might hear Browns, but don't mean I want the Browns to win now.
It just means you don't believe that they'll cover the spread.
I just don't think the Chiefs might win by 10.
Look,
I could be wrong though, because they could just come out and say, look. By the way, Mr. Claypool, if you're listening to this, first off, come on our show. We'll hit you up. Second of all, y'all stop putting headlines in the Browns locker room. You and Juju, stop putting headlines. I don't need more fuel to the fire for the Browns to get up for this game. They're already going to be up. Because they're going to, we saw they got up. Yeah. They're going to be up anyways because you have a chance to knock off the defending Super Bowl champion. So that's already up.
Now, you want to know what's funny? What scares me about that? We haven't seen Baker Mayfield play his best football yet.
Well, yeah. But we haven't seen Patrick Mahomes play his best football either.
Hold on. That dude had a Superman season, not last year, the year before that, where he threw 50 touchdowns for 5,000 yards in the same season. So we've seen Mahomes at his best. But right now, we saw him play good at Oklahoma, but there's still a ceiling to reach for him. And the last thing you want, as you just said, stop giving that man headlines because he runs on emotion. And if he hits that right emotional bubble where it triggers everything great about him.
Yeah, but you haven't seen the Chiefs say anything. Tyrann Mathieu, Mr. Landlord, rent's due. He ain't say nothing yet. Chris Jones haven't said nothing yet, and they're not good. They're not gonna say nothing.
Do you know who Tyrann Mathieu is?
I do, Mr. Landlord. Like I said, rent's due. Every Chief fan out there will know what I'm talking about. Rent's due. Run it back.
I don't know.
Run it back.
Rent's getting expensive, man. I don't know if y'all can afford it.
Friends do. So
I'm gonna tell you right now. This is what I'm stuck at. My line, looking at this Cleveland game, I still have Kansas City winning, but not by. I got 4 points.
Okay,
they got see that. And look, and I said the same thing. I said, look, they just beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. Now y'all got to go back and do it again. And I've seen that before. We saw Arizona. That's what made me an Arizona Cardinal fan. We saw Jake Plummer with nobody with him, and I think it was 1997 or 1998. They went to Dallas in the last week of the season, beat Dallas, and then went and did it again the next week. The only difference is they don't have to go play a Minnesota Vikings that only lost 1 game. They got to play a Kansas City Chiefs that only lost 2. And let's not forget that the 2 losses for Kansas City was at home.
I don't even gotta tell me twice. One was, like I said, one was not a win, and the other one was a shocker. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see, man.
Away from home, Kansas City's better away from home this season, and you guys are not have the loudest stadium in the world.
This time, who does? Who does? Nobody does.
Nobody, but it matters when people used to go to Arrowhead because it was the loudest stadium in history.
Well, that's why one of my teams is out because the 12th man wasn't there.
Honestly, I just think
And look, because
Seattle has one style. They didn't do that. They didn't run the ball. I'm sorry. I don't think he should have been fired for it, but they didn't run the ball. That's what Pittsburgh does. That's what Seattle does, run the ball. And in the postseason, what must you do to win football games? Stop the run and start the run. If you don't do both of those things, you don't win a Super Bowl. Look at Kansas City last year.
Explain why Tennessee is not in there then.
Because Baltimore came up, they stopped the run and they started to run. Last year, we beat the brakes off of Baltimore. What did we do? We stopped Lamar Jackson and we ran the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Every single Super Bowl champion, I don't care who you are, had a resemblance of a run game, an effective running game.
Okay, yeah, but the Chiefs
every single champion
haven't had a running game. They didn't really have that good of a running game last year.
Oh, really? Really?
Yes. Damian Williams was good, but they didn't have that big of a running game last year.
Let me just go look at the stats real quick. I'm not crazy or nothing.
Okay, well, I'm just saying I don't remember them having that good because they pass to run. That's what they do. They swing. They do the screens. They do swing passes. They do slants. They do the rollouts, and they try to open up the run game. But they don't have a dominant running back right now. Le'Veon Bell is not a dominant running back with them right now. Hyde's not that.
He's nervous about Kansas City.
Hyde might not even play, but Hyde is not that well of a running back right now. You don't have that type of running back in that offense.
Okay. Here's my case in point. Last year's Super Bowl. Okay. 31-20, and 49ers controlled the first three quarters. True or not true?
Yeah.
Okay. The Kansas City Chiefs had a running back that was 17 carries for 100 yards. You want to do that average?
Yeah, that's not that much.
It's a lot more than you think. And then the Mostert, who was the starting running back for the San Francisco 49ers, when San Francisco was controlling the game, only had 12 carries for 58 yards. How did that happen? You're telling me the team who ran for more yards won the Super Bowl?
Look in the fourth quarter, though. But okay, look, before that, the first three quarters. But look at the first three quarters. We passed to open the run. So what were they doing? They were probably worried about Mahomes throwing it deep, so they had the running game going. The running game wasn't there all game.
I know, but you need to run to win. And guess what? Kansas City passed to get the lead, and then they ran the ball to control the clock.
We could still do that, but you're trying to tell me that you have to run from the start.
I didn't say you had to run from the start. I said you have to have an effective running game.
Yeah, and guess what? You know who our running game is? He's number 15.
Look, just because
he's number 10.
One run against Tennessee where nobody touched him.
Number 10. Well, you know what? Reminds me, Tennessee's known to give up crazy runs to a quarterback.
That ain't cool. First of all, you're talking about one of the most prolific running franchises in football history. So let's not go there, okay? Because we got the most 2,000 yards rushers in
That's
history.
fine. How many rings you got?
Well, I mean, technically, we had the last NFL championship win. It was the last one. Well, so technically, we should get credit for that.
How many rings does the Tennessee Titans have?
Well,
not the Houston Oilers.
You're talking about the New York Titans. No, we got one.
I'm talking about the Tennessee Titans. You still looking for that 1 yard? You missed it by that much?
That much. Yeah, I know. I've heard that.
Anyway, we'll see. So, winners, real quick before we sign off, because we've been on for a while. Winners this weekend. Who you got? Or are we gonna wait? Or does everybody have to wait for your unfortunate picks?
I'm going to wait for that for my unfortunate picks because I'm still uncertain about a couple of games. And Kansas City, Cleveland is one of them because I keep dropping. I'm still not, like I said, right now, I'm still at Kansas City +4 to win. But every time I look at the tape, who I have a feeling is going to show up? It's Hooper. He's the one that scares me for Kansas City. We all know our boy's going to show up. My wife's favorite player. We all know he's going to show up. So,
well,
I'm scared for Kansas City.
Oh, I'm not scared.
And I'm scared for New Orleans. I'm at the point where I'm willing to bet money on Tampa Bay. Even though in the beginning I picked New Orleans to lose to Green Bay, right now I'm thinking Tom Brady's going to lose to Aaron Rodgers in the rematch. And Aaron Rodgers is going to the Super Bowl.
All right.
But before we get there, like I said, I'm not 100 yet. I've been looking at numbers. I've been looking at tapes. I'm seeing how they're throwing. My better question for you before we get to the picks, because you're going to do daddy-daughter picks. We all know Jaguars are most likely going to get a college coach. They want to push the envelope and be more forward-thinking. Who do you got coaching the Jets if they do get Fields or if they don't get? Because if you look at most of the rosters, they're veteran set. Even if they had a boatload of picks, which they do, I don't see them overhauling for a brand new young team. So what coach do you hire? That was part of the reason why they hired Adam Gase, because of the focal age group of that team, and they haven't really changed. So, and then do you have any other teams with any other coaches going there? Urban Meyer has been rumored to go to Jacksonville. I'm still feeling funny about that. How do you feel about Philly? Because, again, they're in kind of the same boat as the Jets. Semi-veteran football team. You don't really want to hire a veteran college coach. We just saw what happened when Carolina did that. Didn't really go well.
So, as far as the coaches, right? If I go off the coaches that got let go, right? I'm thinking,
both one Bill, Anthony, and Adam.
Anthony Lynn could be a good coach in New York. I think with Sam Darnold, because Sam Darnold has that Philip Rivers style, and maybe you could convince Frank Gore to come in. You can get a running game, and you can find a receiver. Maybe you even try to get the guy from the Heisman Trophy winner. Maybe he goes to the Jets. If they don't want to go by a quarterback, maybe they pick him up. I mean, it's rumored he might go to Miami. He might draft by Miami because Miami, I think, got the third pick in a trade. But
you're jumping here. You're jumping. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm thinking the Jets better take that wide receiver.
Well, okay. And then see Doug Marrone, he's not coaching anymore. So Jacksonville's smart to go get Urban Meyer to try, but that's that whole Nick Saban type of deal. I mean, does it work? I don't know. Chip Kelly type of deal, maybe, Bill O'Brien, I don't think he's going to go nowhere.
Alabama.
Maybe. Yeah. But I think my biggest thing right now is to find out where Eric Bieniemy is going. And he's already said that he's going to wait and he's not leaving. And why would you leave what you got for something worse? It has to be really good. And if Houston says, look, he can convince Watson not to get traded, because he's not going to Houston if Watson isn't there, unless somehow they get to it.
Okay, if that's the conversation and the argument, they have no picks for 2 years.
Right.
If I'm Eric Bieniemy, even with Watson, I can't build there except in free agency. And the only person who's ever played that game that well is Bill Belichick. I wouldn't go to Houston even if Watson were to stay. Watson needs to leave.
I understand Watson needs to leave, but if Eric Bieniemy is not going to go there, I mean, I know they keep trying to say, "Oh, well, Eric Bieniemy can go somewhere with Watson because it could revive his career like he did with Mahomes." But did he really? But did he really? Eric Bieniemy's like, you know, my stance on this.
Mm-hmm.
Some coaches, offensive coordinators, aren't meant to be head coaches.
Right, and that's where I'm at with Bieniemy.
Okay. We all know Andy Reid is the reason why Mahomes is the way Mahomes is.
Yeah.
Not Bieniemy. However, we'll see. I mean, do I think Bieniemy deserves the head coaching job? Yes, he does.
I'm gonna say this real quick. If he does take a job,
goes to LA. Maybe he goes to LA. He teams up with Herbert.
If he does go to a job, okay, there's only two he should go to. Because, all right, let's just be honest. Do the Jets have a quarterback worth trusting? No. Most people are going to say no. Do the Texans? Let's just say no, just for the fact that Watson wants to leave. And they have no draft picks, they have no future. That's a rebuild, period. So, no. Jaguars? H-E double hockey sticks? No. Falcons? Again, H-E double hockey sticks? No. They're trying to trade Julio Jones to rebuild their team? No. Eagles? No. He got a quarterback who went on, look, and I still say it's a mistake. He went on live TV and told people that he has an ego problem. Like, we all know all quarterbacks have an ego problem, but you're telling everybody this? The only two teams that make sense are the Los Angeles Chargers with a young, dynamic. Oh, yeah. Did we mention he's top 5 in the NFL throwing yards? I mean, seriously. How many rookies come and do that other than Peyton Manning?
Reason why I said Anthony Lynn should have not been fired.
It's the same reason why that I believe Eric Bieniemy should consider that job. There's nothing wrong with it.
No.
I know you're only saying that because you're a champion. That's why you glossed over it. That's why I'm bringing it up.
No, I did not. I didn't gloss over it. If you want this back, I said the Chargers. I said the Chargers. I said the end of it, I said, well, the Chargers. You still think they're in San Diego?
There's one other team we're all sleeping on. Detroit. Detroit's got draft picks. Detroit has a running back. They have a good offensive line. And guess what? They have a good quarterback. If Bieniemy does not go to the Chargers, he should run to the Lions. I know it doesn't make sense for you, but if he goes there, Minnesota's on the way down, Chicago is on the way down, he's going to start division.
You stay away from Detroit.
Don't stay away from Detroit.
You stay away from Detroit. You stay away. I don't trust Stafford, and I know he has had a crap load of coaches, and I know that they got Spillman now and maybe Barry as far as trying to get this team back to where it was. They should have gotten Khakis. Should have went there, but Khakis signed an extension with Michigan, which is another reason. I have no idea why that happened. But
you've seen coaches sign extensions and leave in the same year.
Well,
Nick Saban.
Yeah.
I will say this. If he comes back, I know this is gonna sound real funny to you. I would consider that the Philadelphia Eagles should hire Jim Harbaugh, and they should bring back Jim Schwartz to run that defense. They need to get back to their roots. That's what's wrong with Philadelphia right now. And that's what's wrong with Pittsburgh. They have the same problem. They're playing outside of what made them successful.
No, well, with Pittsburgh, it's because, hey, they said, okay, we're going to put the ball in Ben's hands. But even before, Ben didn't have. Who do you have when he won? He had the bus when they won, and who else did they have?
They were stopping the run, and they were running the ball.
So they had the bus in Seattle when they played Seattle, and then when they played you guys, and they played Arizona. Who was their running back?
Do I really need to go there?
No, I'm just asking. Who was their running back?
I'm really trying to remember. That's why I said, do I really need to go there?
I don't think it was. Obviously, it wasn't the bus, but it was. I'm saying they had a great.
Willie Parker, and then they had Santonio Holmes and Watterson. Willie Parker.
Okay, so they had Parker. So I mean, hey, so we'll see. Anyways,
hey, Willie Parker had more than 7,500 yards in his career. He's not a throwaway running back. He's better than Connor. I'm sorry, but all Connor has ever done is defeat cancer. Can we?
We ain't got time, bro. We've been on this for almost an hour already. We ain't got time to go through that. So,
okay, that's another episode.
That's another episode for another story. You can put that on Joey 2 in the car with Joey 2 wallets. You could episode on Connor. You could do an episode on Connor. And when are you gonna
start your Grind Your Gears series?
My what series?
Your Grind Your Gears series. When are you gonna start that?
I don't know what grinds my gears lately. We'll see what happens. Right now, I'm finishing up daddy-daughter picks on YouTube. Click that button. You'll see the next pick come out. I know I have Super Bowl predictions out there, but unfortunately, my youngest daughter's teams are out, and one of my teams is out.
One of mine are out.
But my daughter, Little Chief, will be picking her Super Bowl picks. I give her a week later. She will pick her picks probably this week. I'll ask her a question after she's done picking the teams that she wants. Or ask her before and then see if she remembers who she picked and see if she has that team actually winning. But so we're finishing up on daughter picks, and then we'll do maybe some grind my gears. And we'll see what's going on. A little baseball chatter. I heard the 162 game season. It looking like that might actually happen fully. And as of right now, this season, it might be social distancing in the crowds, but the crowds might be allowed to come in the stadium. So that's going to be nice to see.
Sell every 4 seats.
Yeah, something like that. But
4 seats.
162 games. We'll see what happens. I hope they can get to it because 60 games was way too fast.
But it was enjoyable.
Yes.
And you got to saw important baseball being played early. That's what I enjoyed about last season.
So, all right, guys. Well, for Big Chief Daddy, Joey 2 Wallets, where can they find you at, man? You got a Twitter handle or anything?
On Twitter, I am connected to our Sports Daddy TV page. It's in the car with Joey 2 Wallets. I'm going to be changing my picture soon. You can also find me on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Anchor.
All right. You can also tweet at me at Big Chief Daddy 75 or tweet us all at Sports Daddy TV. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Comment on this video on your topics. Like I said, who do you got winning some of these games? Who should be, if you're a fan of any of these vacancies as far as football goes, who do you want to see as your coach? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give us a like. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Have a blessed day and be safe, everybody. And hey, please wear a mask. Just don't wear them paper ones. No paper.